Kurinji Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
Kurinji Educational Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurinjischoolnkl.in.
In continuation to the last class, this is 5th class from rotational motion chapter, right? Okay. So in this class, we are going to discuss vector product of two vectors, right? You know very well, in every physics chapter, whatever it may be, we are having physical quantities, right? So sometimes I used to say in physics we are defining physical quantities and we are measuring physical quantities and we are representing physical quantities, right? That is what I used to say generally, okay? Right. So in this class our concentration is on vector product of two vectors, right? Okay. So obviously in one physics chapter, so suppose you take this chapter, that is what rotational motion chapter, we used to get some different physical quantities, some new physical quantities, right? For example, if you see that previous chapter, that is what work, power, energy, there we got the new physical quantities like work and energy and power, right? So similarly, every chapter you may get new physical quantities, right? You know, physical quantity is nothing but the quantity which can be measurable physically, right? So this is the definition I told you in the chapter of units and measurements, okay? Right. So I will repeat once again. A quantity which can be measurable physically is termed as a physical quantity. Is termed as physical quantity. Okay. Right. So generally, how we got new physical quantities in one of the physics in some of the physics chapters, right? So here in this chapter, rotational motion, we are getting, that is what moment of force and angular momentum. Moment of force and angular momentum. I am not saying that this is the first time you got, because we completed 10th class, we completed 8th, 9th, 7th, right? So in our previous classes also you may got. But anyhow, here we are going to discuss about these physical quantities somewhat in depth. Somewhat in depth. I hope you understood what is meant by in depth, right? For example, about force in 7th class or 8th class itself you got about the force. But in our intermediate first year, that is what +1 CBSE. So how we discussed about the force in the chapter of laws of motion, right? So what is conservative force? What is non-conservative force, right? And what is the role of internal force and external force, right? So the same physical quantity as class by class, right? As the class is going to increase, we will get much information about the same quantity what we already knew a little about it in our previous class, okay? Right. So in this chapter, in this chapter rotational motion, now if you see the two physical quantities, for example, moment of a force and angular momentum. Moment of a force and angular momentum. You know, these two are the vector quantities, right? Moment of a force and angular momentum are the two vector quantities, right? So when we talk about these two quantities, that is what moment of a force and angular momentum, here we are getting the importance of vector product. Here we are getting the importance of vector product. In the chapter motion in a plane, I discussed to you what is a scalar product and what is a vector product, okay? That is what basically and little. But in the last chapter, work, energy and power, we discussed scalar product clearly, because work is the scalar product of two vectors which are force and displacement, force vector and displacement vector, right? So that's why, that is the reason in our last chapter, work, energy and power, we discussed about what is scalar product and how to get the scalar product of two given vectors and the properties of scalar product, right? So whether it follows associative law or distributive law or commutative law, that and all the history, that is what that is the nature, basically not history, is the nature of scalar product completely we observed. Okay. Similarly, in this chapter rotational motion, now we are going to see what is the vector product and what is the nature of vector product and how to get the vector product of two given vectors, right? Whatever they may be, that is not matter for us. The matter is what is vector product, how to get the vector product of two given vectors, and what are the properties satisfied or followed by a vector product, and if somebody has given two vectors, how to do the vector product. Okay. So these are all important. And one more, the small difference between scalar product and vector product is, in case of vector product, the resultant will be a vector. So if you get the scalar product of two given vectors, the resultant is a scalar quantity. The scalar quantity has only magnitude but no specific direction. Unlike that, in case of vector product, if you are getting the vector product of two given vectors, the result is a vector. So vector means again it has both magnitude and specific direction, and it also can be resolved into its components, and it also follows the laws of vector addition like triangle law, polygon law, okay, and parallelogram law of vectors addition. Okay. That is the basic difference between a vector and scalar that we already little discussed in the chapter of motion in a plane. Okay, right. So now here, because of these two quantities, right? So these two quantities, that is those are moment of a force and angular momentum, which are the vector product, right? So this is the vector product of two vectors. Those are position vector and force vector, right? It is also the resultant of two things, that is what position vector and momentum vector, position vector and linear momentum vector, right? So angular momentum is the resultant of vector product of two vectors. One is position vector, another one is linear momentum vector. Okay. Similarly, here moment of force is the vector product of two vectors. One is position vector, another one is, that is what force vector, another one is force vector, right? So you can say that the moment of force tau is the symbol to represent moment of force, that we will discuss in our coming classes. Tau bar is equal to r bar cross f bar in case of moment of a force. In case of angular momentum, L bar is equal to, capital L bar is equal to r bar cross p bar, r bar cross p bar, right? So these are all these are the two things. See here, now we are going to discuss about vector product. See this, a vector product of two vectors a bar and b bar is a vector c bar. So I already told you that the vector product of two given vectors is also a vector. So here, that is only he is saying, that is what a vector product of two vectors a bar and b bar is a vector c bar such that see here, 1, magnitude of c bar is equal to c is equal, because he is talking about magnitude, no, so that he put only c is equal to ab sin theta. So magnitude of c bar is equal to c is equal to ab sin theta, where a and b are the magnitudes of a bar and b bar, and theta is the angle between the two vectors. Theta is the angle between the two vectors. Okay, right. So he is talking about the resultant, that is what if you get the two vectors a bar and b bar in a vector product, if you multiply two vectors a bar and b bar in vector product method, it will give you another vector for that vector the magnitude is AB sine theta, and it also has direction. The direction you will determine by using right handed screw, that we will discuss now, right? Okay, see here, and A bar and B bar, and theta is the angle between the two vectors, right? So this theta is the angle between the two vectors A bar and B bar. Okay, right. Now C bar is perpendicular to the plane containing A bar and B bar. C bar is a perpendicular to the plane. C bar is a perpendicular to the plane containing A bar and B bar. Suppose for example it is what A bar and it is what B bar. Then the plane of the board or board plane is the plane which consists of A bar and B bar, right? Now if you will find C bar, right? C bar is perpendicular. I think you know this is what along this light, okay, along this light, this is what so perpendicular to the plane of the board will be given by the resultant vector, that is C bar. That's why he is saying C bar is perpendicular to the plane containing A bar and B bar. Next, third one, if you take the right handed screw, right, with its head lying in the plane of A bar and B bar. If we take the right handed screw with its head lying in the plane of A bar and B bar, and the screw perpendicular to this plane, and if we turn the head in the direction from A bar to B bar, and if we turn the head in the direction from A bar to B bar, then the tip of the screw advances in the direction of C bar, right? I'll repeat once again. Here he is talking about the direction of resultant vector, right? Direction of resultant vector of two vectors when we do in vector product method. Okay, see here. If we take the right handed screw with its head lying in the plane of A bar and B bar, and the screw perpendicular to this plane, and if we turn the head, in the direction from A bar to B bar, then the tip of the screw advances in the direction of C bar, right? You know, it is the tip of the screw. So here he has written C bar is equal to A bar cross B bar, and here it is what A bar and B bar. The angle between two vectors A bar and B bar is theta. See here, theta is the angle between the two vectors A bar and B bar, right? Next, alternately, so just we are going to replace the alternate explanation to determine the direction of resultant vectors of A bar and B bar when we do in the when we get the vector product, right? See here, alternately, if one curls up the fingers, curls means like folding. See here you can see this is what curling of the fingers, right? So folding. Alternately, if one curls up the fingers of right hand around a line perpendicular to the plane of the vectors, right? So it is the plane of the vectors. Suppose for example you see this board is the plane in which A bar and B bar vectors are present, okay? And you know, if you take the perpendicular to the plane of the board, which will give the direction of the resultant vector, okay? Here alternately, if one curls up the fingers of right hand around a line perpendicular to the plane of the vectors, A bar and B bar, and if the fingers are curled up, in the direction from A bar to B bar, and if the fingers are curled up in the direction from A bar to B bar, then the stretched thumb points, it is what a stretched thumb. So the stretched thumb points in the direction of C bar, as shown in the figure, right? So it is what he is saying, okay? So if one curls up the fingers of right hand around a line perpendicular to the plane of the vectors A bar and B bar, and if the fingers are curled up in the direction from A bar to B bar. That is also important. From A bar to B bar, then the stretched thumb points in the direction of C bar as shown in the figure. Okay, right. And see this, it is what? Open up your right hand palm and curl the fingers pointing from A bar to B bar, full stop. Your stretched thumb points in the direction of C bar. Your stretched thumb points in the direction of C bar. Okay, that is what he is saying, right? And here it is what A, the name of the figure is A, and here the name of the figure is B. So it is the rule of the right handed screw for defining the direction of the vector product of two vectors. It is rule of the right handed screw for defining the direction of the vector product of two vectors, and it is what rule of the right hand for defining the direction of vector product, right? So to use this you have to imagine a right handed screw. To use this need not to imagine anything, because okay, you have to imagine, but right hand is always with us only, so hand is always with us, so need not to imagine and need not to go for what is that depth imagination, right? So that's why this right hand helps us. This is what rule of the right hand for defining the direction of the vector product, right? See here, it should be remembered that there are two angles between any two vectors. You know that is what clockwise direction and anti-clockwise direction. Clockwise direction and anti-clockwise direction, right? We know that. Based on that he is saying it should be remembered that there are two angles between any two vectors, A bar and B bar, full stop. In the above figures, A and B, in these two figures, A and B, they correspond to theta and 360 minus theta, right? You know how we are rotating, see this. You know that they correspond to theta and 360 minus theta, okay, right. While applying either of above rules, either this one or this one, while applying either of above rules, the relation should be taken through the small angle. While applying either of above rules, the rotation, not relation, sorry for that, the rotation should be taken through the small angle, that is what, less than 180 degrees between A bar and B bar, between A bar and B bar, okay. That is the theta here. That is the theta here, okay. That is what, right? And if you see that the next continuation, through the smaller angle less than 180 degrees between A bar and B bar, right? Next, see here, because of the cross, that is what wherever we are using, that is what cross, so it is like this. This is what calling as cross, right? So it is also cross, right? So it is also the cross symbol, right? So because of the cross used to denote the vector product, it is also referred to as cross product, right? Another name of vector product is cross product. Another name of vector product is cross product, okay, right. And if you go for properties of vector product, scalar product of two vectors is commutative. That's we discussed earlier. There A bar dot B bar is equal to B bar dot A bar. But in case of vector product, commutative law is not obeyed. So vector product of two vectors is not commutative. So A bar cross B bar is not equal to B bar cross A bar. Suppose if you want to equate, you can write like this. That is what A bar cross B bar is equal to A bar cross B bar is equal to minus B bar cross A bar. A bar cross B bar is equal to minus B bar cross A bar. That I can write. Okay, right. And here the magnitude of both A bar, B bar, right? is same, that is what A bar cross B bar is equal to AB sin theta. A bar cross B bar is equal to A bar cross B bar is equal to AB sin theta, right? So AB sin theta into n cap, that is n cap will give us the direction of the resultant vector. Suppose if you want to take only magnitude, magnitude is same, that is what, whether you are taking A bar cross B bar or B bar cross A bar, magnitude is same, that is what, AB sin theta, AB sin theta. And that is what, rotation of the right handed screw in case of AB, that is from A to B, whereas in case of B to A, it is from B to A, right? So here what I am saying is, regarding the magnitude, it is same, A bar cross B bar and B bar cross A bar same, that is what, AB sin theta, AB sin theta, okay? And if you want to write the vector product of two vectors, that you can write it as, that is, okay, A bar cross B bar is equal to minus B bar cross A bar. A bar cross B bar is equal to minus B bar cross A bar. Okay, right. Under reflection, you see in plane mirror, what will happen? Your image in case of plane mirror is laterally inverted. So the right side of you will appear on the left side and left side of you will appear in the right side in case of plane mirror. That is what, reflection. So here also, if you see A in plane mirror, it is what, under reflection, minus A, and if you see B in case of reflection, that is what, minus B, right? So that, if you get the cross product of reflected vectors, that is what, minus A bar cross minus B bar, then it will be A bar cross B bar. So what does it mean? So for two given vectors, A bar vector and B bar vector, A bar vector and B bar vector, right? If you are seeing the reflection of these two vectors in a plane mirror, and you are getting the vector product of reflected vectors, means it is equal to the vector product of original vectors, right? So please try to understand my intention. By seeing the two vectors in a mirror, if you are getting the vector product of reflected vectors, so the vector product of reflected vectors is equal to the vector product of original vectors. That is what I am saying, minus A bar cross minus B bar is equal to A bar cross B bar, right? Here A bar and B bar does not change under reflection. A and B does not change under reflection. Because of this, see this, these two are same now, that's why, okay, right. Both scalar and vector products are distributive. Both scalar and vector products are distributive. That is what you can write like this now. A bar dot B bar plus C bar is equal to A bar dot B bar plus A bar dot C bar. It is what in case of dot product or scalar product. In case of vector product, this is correct. That is what, A bar cross B bar plus C bar is equal to A bar cross B bar plus A bar cross C bar. So that vector product is also distributive. You know very well, scalar product is distributive, but along with the scalar product, vector product is also distributive. Okay, right. Next, if you get the two vectors, suppose same vector, A bar and A bar, if you are getting the vector product of same vector, that is A bar cross A bar, means, that is what, AA sin theta. If theta is the angle, theta is 0, no? If you are getting the scalar vector product of two given vectors, the angle is 0, no? So AA into sin 0. What is the value of sin 0? Sin 0 and cos 90 is the same, that is what, 0. So that's why vector product of same vector will give us null vector. That is what I am writing here. And A dot A is equal to A square sin 0 is equal to 0. Okay, right. And it's okay. And when we are getting, that is what, a concept of vectors in our physics, we need to assume, that is what, a coordinate system. That is what, generally Cartesian coordinate system, x, y, z. Okay. Here we have to imagine, have to assume three vectors I, j, k. I, j, k are the unit vectors along x, y and z axis. So here it is the cross product of two vectors, right? So I, j, k are the unit vectors. So if we are getting the cross product of the same, it will be equal to 0. If we are getting the two different, that is what, because of angle between I and j, that is x and y is 90. Similarly the angle between z and y and z and x is also 90. So finally this is the output, that is what I cross j is equal to I cap cross j cap is equal to k cap, and j cap cross k cap is equal to I cap, and k cap cross I cap is equal to j cap. And if we reverse that, it will get minus, that is what, j cap cross I cap is equal to minus k, and k cap cross j cap is equal to minus I cap, and here I cap cross k cap is equal to minus j cap, right? Okay. And for example, he took two vectors, that is what a and b, and if we get the cross product, that is what vector product, you will get this vector, right? And here two methods are there, it is what linear method, and you can go for matrix method, right? You can go for matrix method, this is what matrix method. And here they have given one example, this is what example 7.4, they have given two vectors asking to find a scalar product and vector product, right? The scalar product already we know, that is we discussed in our previous chapter, work, energy and power. Now you see that scalar product in matrix method, right? So these are the two vectors 3i minus 4j plus 5k and minus 2i plus j minus 3k, right? Minus 2i plus j minus 3k. You see here, it is what first you have to write like this, that is what here 3 minus 4 5, and it is minus 2 1 minus 3, it is what coefficients of I, j, k, minus 2 1 and minus 3. Okay. After that you just take this one, that is what first you want to go for I, so you have to close the I into, right? And then you have to take this one, that is what 12 minus 5 7. Similarly j, right? In case of j, you have to take, that is what first this one, it is what minus 10, it is what minus of minus, that is what finally minus 1 will come. So minus 1 into j means minus j, okay? Either minus j into 1 or minus 1 into j, finally it will give you minus j. And next k, it is what 3, right, minus 8. So minus 5 will come, minus 5k, right? So 7i minus j minus 5k will be resultant of two vectors, that is what 3i minus 4j plus 5k and minus 2i plus j minus 3k regarding the vector product, if you observe carefully, the scalar product of two vectors will give as a scalar quantity, vector product of two vectors gives another vector. Suppose here itself, if you find b bar cross a bar, it will become like this, because to satisfy vector product is not commutative, right? A bar cross b bar is equal to minus b bar cross a bar, no, that is what I am saying, okay? So this is all about in this class, right? So in this class, we concentrated on what is vector product, that is what the definition of vector product, and how to find the direction of the resultant in case of vector product by using screw, and as simple as such by using right hand thumb, that is what right hand basically, okay, cold fingers and thumb. Afterwards we discuss the properties of vector product, At last we discussed how to get the vector product for two given vectors, okay, by taking variables and by taking constants also, okay, right. Thank you. We will discuss in the next class continuously.